So if we just look at this pot, grey pot, with a blueberry plant in it, I am loving the fact that for the first time in a number of years, this plant is actually giving 1 million blueberries on it. It's wonderful. They're all green at the moment. I'm not going to even try to eat one, but they're all fattening up and getting more purple as they go. Now, the history of this relationship is that it's been a little ungiving, shall we say. And I've repotted this blueberry plant a number of times, and I've been quite intrigued by the fact that its roots haven't really reached right down and filled the pot. I thought for a while it was pot bound and needed to go into a bigger pot, but actually I just picked it up and the roots were barely forming. I changed the soil, and it needs a soil called ericaceous soil, which is, I think, rhododendrons, azaleas, that sort of thing, camellias might need that certain soil. I'm not sure what else does, but blueberries need ericaceous soil, so I got a bag of that, and I've been using that ever since I got it. So it's not that, but this year it's really grown and the blueberries are arriving, and that's wonderful. But having done a bit of an internet search on what a blueberry plant should look like, it should not look like this. So I got excited by the fact that it was growing really tall, and I thought, oh, it's going to be a wonderful tree. Because I'm a naive, inexpert amateur gardener, apparently you don't really get blueberry trees in the same way that you might get an apple tree. You get blueberry bushes, which of course makes perfect sense now. A bit dim sometimes, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back the long legs of it to stop it spending all of its time shooting up to the sky, so it can spend more of its energy putting into the fruit that hopefully the birds won't eat before I get to them. I might have to net around it in a professional sort of style, but we'll do that another day because I can't be bothered. Right, okay, just need some secateurs, whip it off, make it look a bit more like a bush, and yeah, perhaps pay more attention next time to the label. Good secateurs, those. It's pleasing when you have a sharp item. I've got some loppers in the shed. They're really sharp. I don't need loppers for this job, it's just a secateur job. Now, I've got one main trunk, if you like. It's not a trunk, it's a stalk. And off, apart from where Joey has tried to eat it there, it's very sturdy, but I don't think it needs all this. So I'm going to, I think, just cut it halfway and cut it right clear. There we go. So it's more in line with the height of the rest of the stuff. The rest of the stalks with the fruit on. Actually, I even think that's too tall. I'll go on, be brave. I'll go below where Joey has gnawed at the stick of it. Oh, he's so naughty like that. You turn your back for a minute and then Joey's just like gnawing at a living plant. And right down at the bottom as well, I've got sort of unnecessary side shoots coming out, which means if they were left too long, they'd cover the light getting through to the rest of the plant. And again, inside, we've got stalks and stems, growing towards each other, clashing almost. So we don't need that. What I'm going to do is just tidy up this longer stalk that's got fruit on the end and see what happens. And this is all about have a go, isn't it? Have a go, Haslam. Now, I'm not going to go too mad because I might live to regret that, and we'll end up with this, the difficult and complicated relationship that we started with. There we go. That's much better. Much more round shape. A bit more coherent. I don't know, just... I'm confused by this plant, but I'm going to go with it because it's going to yield some nice blueberries. But you shouldn't stay in a relationship that is unfulfilling, complicated, confusing. So it just wears you out. So I've always given this plant bush another year. Maybe I'm going to get to its final year this year. If it doesn't do what I need it to do, it's out. You shouldn't have those kind of things in your life, should you? Right. That was easy, wasn't it?